It's impossible to go throughout life without getting scars. Maybe your scar is a physical one, but perhaps yours is an emotional scar that you carry, or a relational scar from a relationship, or maybe even a spiritual scar. And we tend to be afraid or even ashamed of our scars.
Whatever has wounded you, whatever you hide, whatever happened. See, when Jesus shows Thomas his scars, I'm glad he kept his scars. I'm glad he kept that part. I'm glad he didn't stay dead, but I'm also glad that he came out scarred, because that gives me hope.
And I heard this saying one time, never follow a general without scars. And thank God our general has scars. Don't ever follow some poser. Don't ever do that.
That the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, the one who came and conquered sin and death, bears scars, but his scars tell the story of a victory that was won. And his scars have not gone away. Why? So that he can appear to you and I in the midst of our wounds and our pain and say, you're not the only one. I've been there with you, and I want to show you my scars and tell you that healing and restoration is possible.
But Jesus is different. After the cross, when Jesus is resurrected, he could have chosen any type of resurrection body that he wanted. And yet, he chose to keep the scars. They're not actually scars of failure. They're scars of victory. Jesus' scars are proof of what he's done for you and for me. They are victory. But death could not hold him. That which brought him death brings you and me life.
I ask you a question. What is the only man-made thing in heaven? The answer are the scars that we made in the hands and the feet and the side of the Lord Jesus that he took back to heaven with him. He keeps those scars. Now, don't get the idea that he no longer bears those scars, for the Bible tells us that when he comes again, we will see those scars.
Jesus was healed of his deadly wounds, but he was not healed of his scars. The scar became a testimony of God's ability to heal. When Jesus rose from the dead, he was healed of his deadly wounds, but God did not take the scars away.
Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 6 speaks of the time when the Lord is going to come from the glory. And one shall say unto him, what are those wounds in thine hands? And he shall answer, those with which I was wounded in the house of my friends. That's speaking of the time when Jesus comes again. Up there in heaven right now is a man. Seated on the throne is the very Son of God with nail prints in his hand and a scar in his side.